who was really paying attention to their knitting? Was it the beneficial cargo owners or the NVOs, the non-vessel operators? A non-vessel operator doesn't own a ship, but they act like a ship. They act like a shipping line. They negotiate rates and capacity with these actual vessel owners. And I think that the NVOs knew what was going on and knew that Hanjin was going to fail before the rest of the market did, because they were paying attention to Hanjin's position. They cut their usage of Hanjin in more than half when it came to the second half of 2016. The beneficial cargo owners, the BCOs, weren't paying attention to this as closely as the NVOs were. HP, Samsung, Ashley Furniture, these guys were all using Hanjin and that alliance quite a bit. And so their cargo has been impounded on it. There's probably, just between Samsung and HP alone, close to $1 billion worth of cargo impounded right now. They all were quick to go to court to say, hey, you got to let us unload these ships because we have a lot of inventory on them. Now, were the BCOs really following what was going on? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they weren't as sensitive to the potential risk of a liner failure as they should have been. Managing risk is something that we do as supply chain managers. We have to be managing it. We have to be mitigating it as much as possible. So how does a shipper avoid this Hanjin mess? Because guess what? There's going to be another ocean carrier that bites the dust like Hanjin did. I use a rule called the 10 and 35 rule. It's a rule that I started using almost 2 decades ago. So how's it work? Well, there's 2 components to the 10. You don't want your business to be more than 10% of the revenue of that partner. And you don't want that carrier or that service provider to have any customer that has more than 10% of their revenue. So if they have a customer that has 20% of the revenue, I would avoid using them for anything that's critical. And here's why. Because if that big customer changes the practice, it will change the service that you get out of that carrier. Guaranteed it will. You don't want to be more than 10% of your carrier's revenue, because if you grow bigger than 10%, they start ending up doing strange things to service you that may not be cost effective. They may look at you as being a cash cow. They may also look at it that, hey, this is a chance for us to add a little bit of cost to the equation, and they may not be as willing to negotiate as hard as if you were only talking about 10% or less. What's the 35? Well, the 35 is don't have any single carrier have more than 35% of your spend in that category. So if you have ocean containers, ocean shipping, and you could even break it down to the lane, China to West Coast. Don't have any one service provider have more than 35% more of your spend. Now, that wouldn't have helped you with the alliances, because you could have been shipping on each one of the alliance members, and that week all your containers went on the Hanjin ship. You'd still be screwed. But by diversifying, you would have done better. So why do you have the rule in the first place? Well, it's risk mitigation. You want to mitigate the risk of fallout if any of these partners fail, or if they start feeling service problems. Imagine you're a supply chain manager and you put 50% of your China to West Coast cargo on Hanjin, and Hanjin failed. What's going to happen to Christmas? How's the executives in your company going to look on your judgment? Will you have a job next week? Those are all real risks, and Hanjin's failure proved it.